team, mission volunteer team. And at the same time, he is currently serving as a unit head in Northern chapter of Singapore. West 3. So, and at the same time, he is also serving in Paris as a communion minister. So without further ado, and I will allow him to describe himself more. Please, let's welcome Brother Robert Tito.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. Let me set up my computer first. Good evening, brothers and sisters. God is good? All the time.
God is good.
Yeah, God is really good. Just imagine this kid, the creatives just like this now. It gives me tears. Why? It's because it's all about the Samaritan, good Samaritan. It's really amazing how God works in our life. Imagine the poor man has the guts to help out the person who is needy. Where we actually see in those rich people, just do what they want to do. They even kick the person. Right? But before I go to the talk proper, let me introduce myself. I'm Brother Romel. That's what Brother Mandy said. Thank you, Brother Mandy. I was on your seat in 2005, listening to the Christian Life program as well. That was a turning point for me. I will not say that I was forced. Maybe some of you were forced to be here, but I wouldn't say that I was forced. But I gave the chance. I gave my wife to invite you. To have this Christian Life program. It will be 1 week at a time. Same as maybe what you're doing. And lo and behold, we completed the Christian Life program without any help. So it's really, God has amazed me because during that time, my work entails me to travel almost every week. I have to go and fly out Monday or Sunday evening. I have to go back Friday or Saturday morning. I have all the excuses that I can think of not to attend the CLP. Maybe just like you or some of you. I always tell my wife, hey, I'm so busy. I cannot even come back on time. But God never ceases to amaze me. You know what? He actually arranged it that the schedule of the CLP will be on Saturday evening. And I will be in Singapore by that time because I traveled Sunday evening back Saturday morning. Just imagine God has arranged everything just like how He arranged for you. Okay? My better half, Janice, is one of my inspiration, as well as my daughter. We were a member of CFC. My daughter is a YFC member as well. We are serving in West, and we are a member of the Vision Red Team. We call JRMG, my group. Wherein we are serving to area in Thailand, Koh there and help out in same thing like CLP or other talks. So whatever the team there entails us to support them. So much with this introduction. Okay. Last week, we have talked about loving God. Do you still remember what's the first commandment? You still remember it? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Look at these children. Do you think they love God? Is it really worth praising God? Telling God, Lord, I love you. Even the kids, even the children are showing how much they love God. Okay? The talk for tonight is the second commandment the Lord has given us. Love your neighbor as yourself. So He actually shortened the 10 commandments into 2. The first one is love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And the worship song a while ago, love one another as I have loved you. And that's even simpler. It's one liner. It composes everything, which is the first commandment and the second commandment. Alright? Loving your neighbor. One of the difficult things to do, especially if you have a neighbor who is trying to annoy you. A neighbor who is trying to disturb you, especially at the evening or when you're sleeping. First is we set our attitude and our mentality first before we can even show how to love your neighbor. It will start with me. It always start with me. I. But we need to set that attitude that we will go and look on how we make it we. Right? How do we make it we? Of course, with God in the middle, we can always make it we. Because if you always think of yourself, you won't be able to offer love. You won't be able to show the love that God wanted us to show to other people. Just like the creatives just now. The poor people, even if he doesn't have any money, he showed how he wants to love the person by giving and taking care of him. Right? But the two guys, he just passed by. Same thing like what's written in the Bible, the Good Samaritan. Right? The priest is walked on the other side. Then another one walk on the other side. But the Samaritan, he stopped, took care of the person who was wrong. So, if we manage to change our life or transform me to we, then we are on the first step. First step on how to go and love people. First question is, what Christian love is not? Love is not only having positive feelings. Not saying that I love this maybe because she's beautiful. I love this girl because she's sexy. What happens if she grows all wrinkles comes out? Sexy. What happens if she goes fat, goes bigger? Will you still love him or her? Will you still love? Unless you are already connected with the Lord, maybe you can say yes. Love is often equated with feelings of sexual attraction or personal affection. but feelings change. And that cannot be the sole basis of love. Feelings follow through love, but love is not equal to feelings. The second one is love is not always saying yes. This is, I'll give you an example. In the Philippines, we have this macho ego, or macho syndrome. We always say, macho. We always say yes to our wives. Always say yes. Do we say no to them? Brothers? Do we say no to them? Do we? Yes. We always say, sometimes we say, no. No, don't do that. I will do that for you. Come on, please. Yeah, still going to always say yes. But to serve others or to put them first does not mean never turning down opportunities to serve. Sometimes you're unable. Sometimes you should not, even if you are able. Right? We have the wrong concept of loving person as a nice guy who tries to please everybody. We always have that kind of attitude that we are a pleaser, but it doesn't help the person or our neighbor. We have to be responsible for them to grow. Right? We have to be responsible. Love is not defensive. Know that love is a risky business. You love, I say, during the time that you're courting your wife or you're courting your girlfriend right now. What happens if they betray you? You love other people, or if the other one dies. Love seems to set one up to get hurt. Thus, guarded love tries to protect itself from injury. Avoidance of pain, difficulty, and trial then become conditions attached to love. Christian love is not guaranteed to be painless. But the pain is endured through the commitment and the injury sustained through forgiveness and forgiveness. Love is not self-seeking. The focus in loving is not ourselves, but others. By its nature, Christian love is ready for self-denial. As what you can see in Romans chapter 12, verse 14. Bless those who persecute you. Love your enemies. God has never stopped seeking the hearts of man. He's always knocking. Love your enemies. How can you love your enemies? How can you love those people who gives you problem, who always hit you, or who always annoys you, especially in the workplace? How can you offer love to those guys? To your boss, who always tells you to work late at night, even if you have some activities like this, always calls you. Those bosses who calls you during the weekend, those bosses who calls you during holidays, how do you love them? How do you offer love to them? Only if you are connected with God, maybe you can start. Then love is not manipulative. You manipulate when you give love as a reward, or withdraw love as a punishment. Because love is so powerful, people are tempted to use it in this way. But this is a conditional form of love. Seek out someone that God has placed in your heart. Seek them and love them for who they are, not for who you want them to be. We have to put pride and our reputations at the cross if you want to truly love others. What does God mean by love? Jesus spoke of a love that is connected with keeping God's commandments. From John chapter 15, verses 9 to 10. There can be no Christian love apart from righteousness. Loving is not compatible with sin. The world's experience shows that love apart from God has become convoluted with sin. Those who are practicing premarital sex. That's not the way God wanted us to do it. Jesus was specific about how we are to love one another. What is written in John 15, verse 12. This is the song, the worship song a while ago. Love one another as I have loved you. Another thing is self-sacrificial love. Look at the photo here. He actually is rescuing his dog. He's willing to die for his dog. Right? That's one form of loving your neighbor. If you are willing to die for your neighbor, for your enemies, maybe for your friends or for your relatives, it's easy. Because they are your relatives. It's easy to love them. It's easy to show that you love them. But what about those people who are strangers to you? Are you willing to die for them if they need you? Are we willing to give ourselves to them if they need support? Are we willing to show our love to the strangers if they need it the most? Are we willing to go out at night if they call you for help, to bring them to the hospital on the wee hour? Are we willing to share our time, our treasure with them? Let me share you one example here. I had this problem last year. We were supposed to travel back to Philippines. And I was so ready, preparing to go back and setting my mind that I will be on the vacation with my family. Forgetting that I need to check every details. During the time I was thinking that my passport is not expiring. It's supposed to be expiring July 8th of 2013. Supposed to be. That's when I look at it the first time, expiring July 8th, 2013, which is this year. We are going back to the Philippines in December, coming back here in January. Well, the night before our flight, I'm supposed to check in online. Then, while checking online, I have to check my passport. I'm checking my passport. I saw the expiration. It's not July 8th of 2013, but it's July 3 of 2013. When I calculated, supposed to be you can travel when you are 6 months or more. But when I check it out, it's 178 days before the due. Wow! So which means I cannot travel because I cannot come back. We're traveling, we are staying there for only 2 weeks, right? 10 days. And during those 2 weeks, most of them are holidays. I don't have any chance to really go to the embassy just to renew my passport. When we called our friends there, how can I renew my passport? They said, just come here and we will try. I don't want to take the risk. So what happened is, I was so oppressed, I was so jealous, I was so stressed, I was so pressured. My daughter came to me, I told her that we might not, we might not be able to go back. My wife has been trying to calm me, so pressured, trying to think what to do, call our friends. Lo and behold, I have these two friends in the community who actually helped me. I texted them, I sent WhatsApp, whatever means of communication I need to do. And these two friends replied, good morning. Good morning. They replied, bro, I know someone in the embassy. I'm trying to call them. Let's go there. Take a risk. Went there. To cut the story short, went there. Tried my best. They gave me the name of this person. I looked at her. To cut the story short, I managed to get my passport renewed. That morning, our flight is 2 p.m. 9 a.m. in the morning I was there. 10:30, that's the time that I got my passport renewed. Wow, really, praise God. And to my surprise, this person who is my neighbor, who loves me, showed up in the embassy wearing shorts, wearing t-shirt. He showed me how he loved me. He supported me, he waited for me until I managed to get my passport renewed. And that person is Brother Edwin Lee. Thank you very much, Brother Edwin Lee. He was the brother who showed his love. He gave me his time and all his resources so that I will be able to enjoy this vacation with my family. Same thing as Jesus. He's our model of loving your neighbor. Right? He was the one who showed love to all those people that needed support. Right? Just like Mother Teresa said, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. That's why we need to check our heart's condition. That's what God is always checking. Our heart's condition. If you have a clean heart, you have a purified heart, that's the time that you can give. You cannot give what you don't have. Correct? Right? Amen? The only time that you can give something if God has given you what you needed. What does God mean by love? Service love. From John 13, 1, 5. Remember this episode, foot washing? What Jesus did was most unusual because it was the task of the youngest slave. That's why during the time Peter objected for Jesus to do this. But still Jesus insisted. He did what he wanted to do because he wanted to show this kind of love. This dying on the cross also was not the only example Jesus gave us. Remember, he saved us by dying on the cross. He demonstrated Christian love, Christian love. And he finished. Jesus told them to do likewise. Later, he commanded them to love each other according to his example. Like this president, the poorest president in the world. He gives out 90% of his salary and only gives 10%. But in the Bible, they're saying it's only 10% that you are allowed to give. 90% you can keep, right? But this guy is willing to give his treasure. You know Bo Sanchez? He did the same. He's giving out 90%, 10%. During his wedding, he doesn't have any money at all. But what he did, he called up his friends, all the guests, and asked them, hey, can you come and have a potluck? On my wedding, just imagine, on his wedding, they have a potluck. Lo and behold, they have abundant blessings, a lot of food, and they enjoy the food together. Because food is made out of love for one another. Right? Can we do that to other neighbor? Can we try? I myself is being challenged. Right? I know it's tough. I know it's difficult to do that. But who knows? Christian love is a committed service. Like this lady here. God has no need of your money, but the poor have. You give it to them, and God receives it. It's not them who receives it, but God Himself receives. He receives your love. The poor receives the money, the material things, maybe the love, but God receives the love out of that action. So who is your neighbor? Can you choose whom to love? Can you choose your neighbor?
Yes.
Can you choose?
Yes.
Do you have the option? Do you have the option?
Yes.
Do we have the option to choose our neighbor? Maybe, sometimes. But, of course, there are a lot of changes here and there. Right? So, and you cannot choose whom to interact every day. Right? Whom you bump every day in the MRT, in the bus, when you're on the bus. Can you choose who are the persons on the bus when you want to go inside the bus, ride the bus? You cannot, right? All of those are your neighbors. Right? So, just like what we have seen a while ago, the parable of the Good Samaritan. So, the priest, as I said, the priest and the Gentile just passed by, but the Samaritan tried to help. Just like this man is giving his shoes to the poor, and he's barefooted. All men in need of your help are your neighbors. So those people who ask for your help, please don't turn them away. Don't just go the other side and pass by. Please, if it's possible, just look at them, touch them. If you cannot help them financially, at least we can support them emotionally. It's loving, it's not just financial. Loving is also emotional. You can offer emotional spiritual. Serve them, love them, and help them. Just like what it says here. You can't change how people treat you or what they say about you. All you can do is change how you react to it. It's all about you. It's not about them. If you change what's inside you when you hear to those people who annoy you. That will help you. That will help you to show your love and affection to them. And who's losing? It's not you. Them. Because they're losing the opportunity of the love that you can offer to them. Right? So you have to change yourself so that you can offer yourself to other people. Like what you see here, never look down on someone unless you're helping them. Because especially in the corporate world, right, we step on our colleagues, we step on our brothers there, sisters there, or just on the rank and file. We don't even think how they feel when you do that to them, right? When you shout at them, when they do something wrong. Sometimes there's this emotion you snap out and you somehow shout at them. And before you even think about it, you forget that he or you are already thinking your support. Instead of showing affection to them, showing love and support to them, you're showing a different you to those people. So most of the things you experience in the corporate life are the difficult things to avoid. But if you are equipped and if you are already connected to God, it will be, I cannot say it's easy, but it will help you. You will be equipped to handle those kind of situations. Right? Before you act on those kind of moments, you will be able to make yourself be aware. Because you need to be aware before, you need to be aware, right? Awareness that this guy or your neighbor, that you need to show support, you need to be kind and patient. Okay. So how do you love in everyday life? First is patience. Patience, slow to anger, able to give allowance for the shortcoming of others. Second is kind. Not an attitude of criticism, but posture and speech that is upbuilding or encouraging. Not jealous, not coveting that others have, or begrudging another for having something they don't have. You know this guy? They have a new house, they have a new car. Maybe they're doing something wrong. They have a Ferrari. Where did they get it? I heard that the salary of the brother is only 50,000, and yet he has a Ferrari. Wow, 50,000 and he's getting Ferrari. So, wow. So, but don't be jealous. You're not showing a good attitude. You are showing that to other people. Not pompous or inflated. Be humble. Not thinking of your own importance. More impressed with your own unworthiness than merit. It's not about you. Loving neighbor is not about you. Loving neighbor is about how you show it to them. Not rude. Accord honor and respect to one another. Not self-seeking. Not focus on having your rights met, but more on your duties. Not quick-tempered able to master your emotions and feelings. You don't snap out immediately, right? Because you know that you need to be patient to this person even if he is your enemy. Like say you're trying to join some group. I don't want to join that group because that person, I don't like him. Maybe this group. No, I don't like this. There's a girl there who doesn't know how to speak English. Or maybe those kind. So you're trying to discriminate. Don't be like that. Not brood over injury. Not holding grudges or resentment. Not rejoice over wrongdoing. Always seeking the good of others, even enemies. Don't rejoice because your enemy has done something wrong. Hooray! The person did something wrong to you. Now, I have to tell you that this is the guy who then you started doing gossiping. Right? Don't praise over that. Don't rejoice. But rejoice with the truth. Telling the truth to one another. Forbears can bear insult, injury, disappointment without taking counteraction and has self-control. Trust, believing the best about other people. And hope, having a positive attitude towards life and problems, can remain joyful and peaceful under any circumstances. Endures, can bear things not with a passive resignation but a triumphant fortitude. All this you can see in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 7. Love is patient, love is kind, it is not jealous, love is not pompous, it is not inflated, it is not rude, it does not seek its own interest, it is not quick-tempered, it does not brood over injury, it does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, endures all things. Let's try to substitute I am for love is and it is. Can you help me read this, brothers and sisters? I am patient. I am not jealous.
I am not pompous.
I am not inflated.
I am not rude.
I do not seek my own interest. I am not quick-tempered. I do not brood over injury. I do not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. I bear all things, believe all things, endures all things. Very nice passage. Very nice passage. So, this is all about love. Which gains love, especially if your heart's condition is ready. Here, you can see here, humility does not mean you think less of yourself. It means you think of yourself less. Alright? With this, brothers and sisters, let me call the first share, my better half, my beautiful wife, Janice.